Hi Cliff fans and welcome to another one of my album reviews, and today I want to review this album that I purchased earlier on this year from a fabulous Cliff and the Shadows website called Leo's Den. I highly recommend it to all Cliff and the Shadows fans. Check that out because there's some absolute fantastic gems available to buy on that site. Absolutely fantastic. When this CD arrived, I was absolutely delighted with it because absolutely loved it, and I haven't stopped playing it since. So yeah, it's Cliff Richard live on air 1966 to 1970. So it's a lot of radio broadcast songs, and there's a couple of interviews as well. So I'm gonna go through the tracks now, and yeah, I love this type of CD. I'm also, as a lot of you know, a big Beatles fan, and they done a couple of albums. There's a couple of albums released called The Beatles Live at the BBC, and they're interviewed by Brian Matthews. Well, Brian Matthews actually interviews Cliff for a few of these interviews on this as well. So I'll go through the tracks now. So the first three songs are from the 21st of the 1st, 1966, and they're I Could Easily Fall in Love, Wind Me Up, and Dizzy Miss Lizzy, and I absolutely love all of them. I always find on live, anything live in concert or live broadcast, they're always more up tempo than the actual singles. I don't know whether it's to do with adrenaline or something, singing live or playing live. They always seem to be faster or more up tempo, and these three are absolutely fantastic. Especially Dizzy Miss Lizzy, I just want to mention. I did a review of Cliff's album, Don't Stop Me Now, and I absolutely hated the version of Dizzy Miss Lizzy done on that album with the orchestra. I think Michael, how do you say his name? Leander, done the arrangement. Absolutely hate that version of the Larry Williams rock and roll track. I also said in that review that I hated. I wasn't too fond of the song anyway, so I wasn't going to completely blame Cliff on it. This song, Disney Miss Lizzy, but I've actually turned around now because I actually love this version of Dizzy Miss Lizzy because it's with the Shadows, and I think the Shadows make this absolutely fantastic version of this track, and it's probably my favorite version of this track. I know the Beatles covered it, and a few other people covered it, and as I say, I was never fond of the track until this version. Dizzy Miss Lizzy, absolutely fantastic on this album. The next couple of tracks, Angel, Blue Turns to Grey, and Bachelor Boy, are next from the 1st of the 7th, 1966. And yeah, I absolutely love all these tracks as well. There's a little interview in the middle with Brian Matthews. Probably my favourite one out of these three is Blue Turns to Grey, which I'm sure a lot of people know was written by Mick Jagger and Keith Richard of the Rolling Stones. And he talks to Brian Matthews a little bit about receiving that song as well in the studio. The next couple of songs come from 1967, the 20th of the 1st, 1967. Time Drags By, In the Country, and the theme tune to his current movie Finders Keepers. And there's a little interview as well where he describes Time Drags By, but he actually says his favourite track from the movie is a song called This Day, which is an absolutely beautiful ballad from the movie. But it's funny enough, it's not even on this CD, but the Cliff and the Shadows performed Time Drags By on it anyway. So the next couple of songs come from 26th of the 1st, 1966, The Day I Met Marie, All My Love, and The Girl Can't Help It. Absolutely fantastic. And I always said, even with the orchestra, I love this version of This Girl Can't Help It, and it is with the orchestra on this as well. And I still like it, even though I've said before I don't really like orchestra messing with rock and roll, but I think this version Cliff makes it his own, so I actually do like that one. We get another version of the Day I Met Marie, Congratulations, with an interview next, and that version of Dizzy Miss Lizzy again. Absolutely fantastic. Follows three songs from 1969, the 17th of the 1st, 1969. Marianne, Don't Forget to Catch Me, and When I'm 64, the classic Beatles cover. That Cliff has a lot of fun with on his album, Cliff Live at the Talk of the Town. This is very similar to that version, but one of my favorite tracks is Don't Forget to Catch Me, which was from Cliff and the Shadows' last studio album, established 1968. It was the year before, but this is a beautiful version on this album. So that closes the first CD. This is two CDs. So the next CD opens with a medley of Something Good and If Ever I Shall Leave You, which is two classic stage songs from I think one is one is from The Sound of Music. I'm not sure what play the other one comes from. Maybe you can tell me in the section below. But absolutely beautiful. They're pretty much the same as the one that was on there live at the Talk of the Town. Follows the single at the time, Good Times, Better Times. Absolutely fantastic. Follows Big Ship, Move It, and the Girl You'll Be a Woman Soon, which was a cover of the Neil Diamond's classic. But I have to say that I said Move It in the middle of that as well, and it's that absolute version that I absolutely detest with the orchestra. Don't mess with Move It, please. I absolutely still skip that as well, but there's a nice little interview in the middle. Follows The Minute You're Gone Again, follows Throw Down the Line with Hank Marvin, and there's an interview with Cliff and Hank as well, follows as well, which is really good as well to hear. Follows Baby I Could Be So Good, which is an absolutely fantastic track from the Sincerely album. With the Eyes of a Child, absolutely brilliant. So Long, which Cliff says is one of his favourite songs at the time as well. I Ain't Got Time Anymore, which is a really underrated single from 1970. Beautiful song. Your Heart's Not In Your Love is next from Cliff's album Tracks and Grooves. Are You Only Fooling? Same from Tracks and Grooves, and another one from Tracks and Grooves, Don't Ask Me to Be Friends. Then another interview with Brian Matthews. Then As I Walk Into the Morning of Your Life, and then Don't Let Tonight Ever End. So overall, it's some absolutely crackers on this album, and I was absolutely delighted to get it. I love hearing them. Interviews with Cliff. I actually skipped over a couple of interviews. There's a lot more interviews than I actually mentioned that time between songs. So I highly recommend, if you're a Cliff and the Shadows fan, that you seek out this album. Go on to Leo's Den website. They also have a Facebook page called Leo's Den to purchase this album. It's absolutely fantastic. Two CDs, and it comes with a lovely little booklet as well, with some rare pictures of Cliff, and absolutely fantastic. So I highly recommend it. If you have this CD, I'd love to get your thoughts in the section below on Cliff Richard live on air 1966 to 1970.